Good morning, this is your AI host, Jay. I'm here with the automatically generated, Journato, morning headlines on August 18, 2023. Vote for Spanish Congress Speaker boosts Sanchez's premiership hopes. The Guardian, Spain. Pedro Sánchez socialist candidate wins crucial vote for control of parliament. Euronews. Spanish leader Pedro Sánchez wins vital lifeline from Catalan separatists. Politico Europe. Spain's parliament elects socialist as speaker with support from Catalan separatist party. France 24 English. Pedro Sánchez strikes deal with separatists to regain control. Succession actor treated in hospital after being attacked by otters. The Independent. Montana woman recalls life-threatening attack by an otter in Jefferson River. Ecuador election. Narco-politics rule ahead of polls. BBC. How the gateway to the Galapagos became one of the world's most murderous countries. The Telegraph. Opinion. Ecuador's crime surge is devastating, but there is a way forward. NATO chief downplays idea Ukraine could give up land for membership. The Guardian. After backlash, NATO chief says only Ukraine can decide on talks to end war. Al Jazeera English. NATO's head stresses alliance remains committed to Ukraine's territorial integrity. Anadolu Agency, English. NATO backpedals as Ukraine fumes over land for membership gaffe. Politico Europe. Ukraine alone decides when conditions right for peace talks. NATO Stoltenberg. The Eurocentric fallacy, the myths that underpin European identity. The Guardian. Having shaken off nationalism, Europe risks civilizationalism. Teenage girl sentenced to life in prison for Hell on Wheels deadly car crash. The Independent. Mackenzie Sharilla's shocking TikTok about doing drugs and not dying before she was jailed for murdering boy. Daily Mail. Sobbing teen posted emotional tribute to boyfriend who she murdered in 100 mph crash. The Mirror. Judge finds Ohio teen guilty in 100 mph crash that killed boyfriend, another passenger. 10TV. Teen apparently left deranged notes on obit of boyfriend she murdered. Mobsters who Giuliani prosecuted with RICO statute are thrilled that karma is about to crush him. The Independent. How Rudy Giuliani was indicted under mafia laws that made his name. The Times. Opinion. Loyalty to Donald Trump has led Rudy Giuliani to being indicted. Mallorca. Fake beach closed signs installed to keep tourists away from popular spots. Sky News. Signs at Spanish beaches warn English-speaking tourists to stay away. The Independent. Fake signs warn off visitors to Mallorca beaches. The Times. €750 fine warning issued for people going on holiday to Spain. Nottinghamshire Live. Spaniards put up fake signs warning of falling rocks and jellyfish to deter British tourists. Ramaswamy dismisses professional politician DeSantis after debate strategy revealed. The Independent. DeSantis preps attack over Vivek Ramaswamy's China ties for 2024 debate. Bloomberg. DeSantis leaked debate memo leads us to ask, is this guy for real? Opinion. Miami Herald. The DeSantis memo meltdown shows he never learned the first lesson about Trump. Wildfire evacuees frustrated by Facebook news ban in Canada. BBC. Dashcam. Driving through Canadian wildfire. 11 alive. Shock and fear as NWT woman packs to flee fires. CBC.ca. Canadian family flees wildfires in melting car. Maui emergency chief quits over decision not to sound sirens as fires spread. Live. The Independent. Maui wildfires death toll rises to 110. Official says sirens would not have saved lives. World DNA. WION. Boston Archdiocese to hold special collection to support Maui wildfire relief. The Boston Globe. Maui residents fill philanthropic gaps while aid makes the long journey to the fire-stricken island. The Independent. Maui fire survivors describe returning to destroyed towns, waiting for assistance. Berlin prosecutor investigates possible poisoning of Russian journalist. The Guardian. Russian journalist says she was poisoned in Germany. Radio Free Europe. Radio Liberty. Russian journalists, activists face alleged poisoning attacks. Daily Maverick. I want to live, and that's why I'm writing. Medusa. Investigative news outlet reports on alleged poisoning of Russian journalists, activist living outside Russia. Cape Verde boat disaster. Vessel drifted for month after alarm raised, says NGO. The Guardian, more than 60 migrants feared dead at sea off Cape Verde coast. BBC News. BBC News, Cape Verde boat disaster. My brother died for a dream we all have. BBC, migrant boat tragedy, more than 60 people feared dead off coast of Cape Verde. Channel 4 News, over 60 Senegalese migrants feared dead at sea off of Cape Verde coast. ITV News. US reportedly approves sending F-16 jets to Ukraine from Denmark and Netherlands. The Guardian, Ukraine says it won't be able to deploy F-16 jets against Russia this year. Evening Standard, Ukraine to get F-16 jets for Russia war after US approval. The Times, Ukraine Air Force says no use of US-built F-16 fighter jets this year. Al Jazeera English, US. Approves sending F-16s from Denmark and Netherlands. Kiev's fighters older than modern Ukraine. Pascale Ferrier jailed for 22 years for mailing Donald Trump ricin. BBC, Canadian woman sentenced to nearly 22 years for sending ricin letter to Trump. The Independent, Canadian woman jailed over ricin letter sent to Trump in White House. The National, Canadian woman sentenced to 21 years for sending Trump a poison-laced letter. Forbes, woman who mailed ricin to Trump in 2020 jailed for 22 years. Ex-federal judge warns Trump that his attacks on judges could imperil his cases. The Independent, Texas woman arrested after threats to Trump judge Tanya Chutkan. BBC, former federal judge, Trump's attacks on judges could hurt his case. CNN, Texas woman charged for threatening to kill judge on Trump's election case. Pakistan, more than 100 arrested after churches burned. BBC, troops guard Pakistani Christians after church arsons. Reuters, Muslim mobs torch churches after Quran desecrated. The Telegraph, Pakistan church attacks, rights groups demands justice. WION. Churches burned as mobs attack Pakistan's Christian community. Canada wildfire. Yellowknife evacuees turned away from full flights. BBC, wildfires in Hawaii, Canada and Tenerife cause concern. BBC News. BBC News, Yellowknife wildfire, communication issues and Facebook news ban hamper evacuation efforts. The Guardian, erratic conditions make Hay River fire hard to predict. Cabin Radio, Canadian city forced to evacuate by approaching fire. Hawaii Gov vows to block land grabs as Maui death tolls hits 111. Live updates. The Independent, Hawaii wildfires, here's what we know about the victims. BBC, Hawaii's main energy firm in crisis after Maui wildfire fury. The Times, where does Maui go from here? The Washington Post. The Washington Post, lessons from the blaze that leveled Lahaina. Russia-Ukraine war live, Ukrainian drones target Moscow and Black Sea Fleet. US confirms full support for F-16 transfer. The Guardian, drone attack hits building in central Moscow. BBC, Ukraine-Russia war live, powerful explosion rocks central Moscow. The Independent, Ukraine war latest, drone footage captures dramatic attack on Russian training base, German Leopard tanks unveiled. Sky News, live, Russia says thwarted Ukraine drone attack on Black Sea warships. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.